Tēnā tātou katoa, no mai haere mai, ngā mihi nui Shekinha Ma. And that is, hello everyone, welcome to the sacred space, and a big mihi to my beautiful Mermaid of the Mountains oracle and a sister from another, Mr. and
Timeless Bliss.
Welcome Shekinha Ma, welcome to this little divine space we've carved across the world, across the earth and through the cosmos. Welcome if you're joining us to this sacred transmission on the eve of Te Rako Nui, the full moon. You've got one Māori mystic and one
Chocktaw-Cherokee.
Chocktaw-Cherokee oracle here together to bless the goodness, to exhale the sacred Merkaba, which is being ignited, not just by our Earth and the Moon, but all of these planets and the galactic core and all the grandmother spiraling galaxies behind the womb of our galaxy, our spiral galaxy. Let's not forget that. We are in a sacred time. We are sacred beings. We have sacred work. And here we start, don't we, darling sister?
Aho. And you were just sharing before we went into the recording of the beautiful name you've given this day. I am in my timeline, Mother's Day. So could you please share with your audience what you told me, if that's right for you to share?
Absolutely. So I have renamed Mother's Day. It used to be Mama's Day, which is how we say mama in Māori. And Ma is short for all time collective. So that's all of our female ancestors, all of the Wahs lined up as Mars. So WahMah Day means that we are joining hands with all of our wāhine ancestors because they've given us the strength to be here, to rise above what we choose not to see. Sometimes we see it and we cry, sometimes we see it, we have a temper tantrum, but we have been given this role. And if you're a wāhine listening to this, if you're a mama, if you're a beautiful, angelic medicine woman or a butterfly girl, please remember this time is our time to actually shine.
I love that. 100%, 111%.
Yeah. And stop crying, wipe away the tears, because we actually have to. And here we go. Oh, and I love that. Can you just share quickly about the story of how this beautiful gift of divine spiritual wairua came to you?
This is the beautiful feather of the sacred ostrich. And I live in British Columbia, Canada, where there is the universal ostrich farm, wherein the Canadian government would like to slaughter 400 healthy birds. And so there's been quite the debate going through the courts. We've had various different people occupy the farm to come and drum and dance and pray. I've been doing grid working, clearing the land, clearing the area, harmonizing the spirits. And I did do a grid working session for this ostrich farm. And I was gifted this beautiful ostrich feather. And not only that, which by the way, the ostriches were always very, very sacred throughout the Mesopotamia, Egyptian Old World timelines. And, you know, in their eggs, which these are prehistoric sacred birds, language of the birds, the bird tribes have returned. This is all very, very symbolic. I also was given this beautiful, beautiful ostrich egg, and in it is a little planta, a little baby plant. And this beautiful egg right here is carrying all the medicine of all the WahMahs. Is that how you say? All the women, all the females. We are, when we're in the womb of our mother, already carrying our babies. And so we were in the wombs of our grandmothers. And really, we are all just these wondrous, beautiful, cosmic egg. So, you know, so perfect, right? So perfect. And so this is hatching the new earth. This is what I like to say. This sacred egg is hatching the new earth. And we're witnessing all of these illusions and spells and contracts and karmas and all these various dams and locks and blocks. we're witnessing all of this become unlocked, unblocked. The dams are releasing, all of the captives are being set free, all the house of cards are coming down, all of these old ways. We've decided to rename from that patriarch because we would like to see all of the masculine restored in their sacred masculine, and we would like to stop blaming this patriarch, so we've called it the savages. And so the savages, because actually we love our men and our brothers and we need them. We need our warriors, we need our providers, our protectors, we need our masculine brothers to be standing on guard for thee. And so we're calling them the savages now. We know that there's been both female and male savages. So we're going to move from this war of sexes, and we're going to restore the Haros Gamos, restore the beloved, restore the sacred union of Mother Earth and Father Sky. And, you know, we're really just in a marriage. Woo!
I did not realize until last night how close we are to the galactic center, Te Ikaroa, because there have been times when there's been more savage energy, and where our sisters have really had to do it hard, where they've been hung up and strung up and burnt and pounded and stoned, the whole lot. We are now at this intersect where Te Ikaroa, and Te Ikaroa is 27 degrees of Sagittarius, the galactic centre of the Akash. It's in the middle of Te Ikaroa, the Milky Way. For us in the south, it's Sagittarius and Scorpio are southern constellations. We look at Te Ikaroa, the big fish, the big waka, everybody in the whole wide world's ancestors twinkling and smiling and say, you got this, you got this, you got this. They love us, they smile us, they cheer us on. We have that every night. I don't know, maybe there are 10 people in this country that actually go out there and go, okay, that's right. We are directly under it. Our Earthship is directly under it. Like, there's never been a time when we've had more galactic support, more galactic energy, more galactic love, more access to the Merkaba in our heart and the Earth, in our Papa Tūanuku Gaia Mother Earth, that pentagram, all those 144 degrees, all of those 12/12s, all of the sacred councils. We're like literally 3 degrees away from perfect alignment. 220 years, it'll be bang on. Whatever you say, think, feel, or do will come back straight at you.
Well, and this is why we've been in training. This is why we have gone through, you know, I got this back when I was in an Egyptian mystery school. I was like 19, 20 years old, and we were doing these, you know, very powerful initiations and meditations, and we were being given the keys to creation was the message, being given the keys to creation. And then I was like, well, that's a very powerful thing to be, you know, I had been given the keys to a car, and I was like, good goddess, I could kill people with this thing. But then to be given the keys to creation, right? And you're like, wow, this is, you know, you think, you feel, you become, you think, you feel, you become. So if you are going to think, feel, become like this, then you better know what you're thinking and you're feeling, because that is what you'll become. So here we've gone through everything we do not want to think, and we do not want to feel, and we do not want to become, just so it's very fucking obvious and very clear. Because we need the clarity, the clarion call to have the, and that reconnection to the center is, you know, like the navel, like the umbilicus. It's like being since born again, you know, it's getting back into that umbilical, to that womb place, to that place of the mother, and to that place of new beginnings. And that is really the work of the grid workers, you know, grid workers unite. We are all editing the book of life. We're all clearing the records, the Akash, and we're all working to be able to see, and to be able, once we see, it changes just like this. Yes. So see it, call it out, and then bring it back to where it all is in this original blueprint, in this highest version of, you know, the potential of what we are, who we are. So as in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, right? Yeah, full
Absolutely. But
circle.
I think some of us have forgotten that it is already almost as close to perfect as it can be.
So at the head of the cross, we have the nine of cups, right? The nine of cups. And so what we see is this beautiful magi crone goddess mother. And she is at her altar and she has all her chalices,
Mm.
And really what she's doing is she's in her, you're called Super Manifestar. So she is an ultimate manifestar. So she is working on her manifestation of all her hopes, wishes, dreams. She
Mm.
is sitting there at her altar, altering life and bringing the alterations of all of our hopes, wishes, prayers, and dreams to truth, to fulfillment. And so we can rest with the WahMahs, the mothers and the grandmothers and all the women, the wise women, all those beautiful sacred mamas, all those midwives and healers, all those witches wrongly hurt, and we won't go there. And we'll see it all being like it was all not in vain. It was all for this great, sweet becoming. Yes, at the feet of the cross, we see this is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is really aligned to like that again, looking into the waters of life and calling in your vision, calling in your purpose, calling in that place of becoming. So I see at that we've got cups both at the head and the feet. We got cups. Actually, in the heart of the cross, we also got some more cups. So we are just watery. It's probably because we're both mermaids, right? So we just like conjure all this water element. And in this beautiful heart of cups here, in the heart of the cross, I shall say. And I did the Southern Cross in your honor because I know you're the cross lady down there, down under. And the Ten of Cups is like this great like feast and this great celebration. All the ancestors are there, like you were saying with the Mother's Day. And everybody is like victory to spirit, victory to nature, you know? Victory. And then the past is really the past as we look backwards. We see this whole lunar vision. We see this whole lunar moon energy, right? And we see how the moon is this magnetic quality. It's also connected to the divine feminine, to the feminine. And we see, like in the Mayan calendar, you mentioned the Mayans, you know, they use the turtle as their calendar, with the turtle having on Turtle Island, where I live, the 13 moons and the 28 moons, and then the 360 moons, all on the turtle's back. And we get there, the Mayan calendar, which, you know, we are now, the book I wrote is Frequency, the Hour of Power has come. It's all about the hour of power, is the Mayan prophecy, right? The hour of power frequency. It's like you've been telling people it is the 11th hour. Now you will have to go back and tell people that this is the hour. The hour of power has come. So we are here now, like in this time where all of our ancestors have been guiding, leading, shaping, evolving to this magical super manifestar time, right? And the future is marked by the King of Swords. It's Taurus. I have. And so we're calling in what we have. As our hopes, dreams, wishes, prayers are all fulfilled, as we're in the sacred Merkabic alignment, as we're in the closest proximity to the core, to the center of our cosmos. So we are right here in celebration with all of our ancestors for all of the hell that we have gone through to bring heaven to earth. And that is the truth. Oh, that is the truth.
That is the truth. So I'm going to share my two cards that came. They can be the pointers either side. For us, actually the Southern Cross. If you're a white person, it's the Southern Cross. If you're a Māori person like me, it is Te Ikaroa, which is the anchor. And it's the anchor of that ship. You know, I talked about Te Ikaroa, the big fish of all of our ancestors in that canoe. You've got to have an anchor. And you've got to be careful because Te Ikaroa, which is the true Southern Cross for white people, has two other crosses, and don't get them wrong because then you won't be able to anchor your ship.
Oh, wow.
That is the truth.
I love that.
Te Ikaroa, and that's a very sacred. One of those stars is Uruao, very sacred, sacred, sacred. 0 degrees of Sagittarius. Anyway, I digress. Here are my cards. So this is first the medicine
Big
woman.
Shell. Yeah, I know her.
You are a channel for divine healing power. And I think that was the Ma that we've spoken about. But this is the bit that I really loved. You know, these two, I was only going for one card, but two fell out. And
Of
course, because, you know, when we feel heavy, we make ourselves feel better by running around because we know that in that chrysalis, we will emerge, we will experience enormous change, and we will bring about great things, especially when we bring our light to the party, which is so here right now. And I just want to thank you, as I always feel. So it's a river when you talk about all those cups. It's a river of transmission that is coming through all of us, and more so those of us who choose to allow it. But it is a river of claiming that we get to transform into the goodness that comes from this little transmission that will take us forward.
Well, that there, the Butterfly Maiden, I had those cards before, and I used to teach the Butterfly Council, which was for young maidens going through the age of puberty, where they're making that transformation into becoming the woman, into getting their first moon, their first menses. And so with the Butterfly Maiden and the Butterfly Council, you could also kind of see within these chalice is also for the womb. It's also for the womb, the yoni verse. You know, we say Sanskrit is yoni is for the vagina. And so I love yoni. It sounds really lovely. And then one day I accidentally said yoni verse, and then it stuck. And I was like, that's it. It's the yoni verse. It's one big yoni in the sky now. Anyways, so I would say that these are also symbolically saying that we're going through a rite of passage. We are going through this puberty. We are going through another level of maturation, evolution, and we are becoming our stars. Love that.
I am going to ask if you want to close up. I know I did really ask, but I feel that this word has to come from the butterfly maiden of the mountain, of the seas, the mermaid that swims deep and reminds us all to go deeper and to be lighter and to see more and to feel more and never give up on the raising of hope for ourselves and our children and their children thereafter, and their grandchildren thereafter. So, my darling friend, would you like to close with in any way that you choose for us today?
Well, I just would like to invite us all into the temple of our hearts, into the temple of our bodies, into the temple of our spirit, into this beautiful place where our blood and our bone and our wondrous mechanisms of beauty within our hearts, our brains, our organs, our skin, right into the marrow of our bones, that we fully occupy the anthropos, to become fully human, divine. In this man, in this mortal being, we are also immortal, and within this beautiful day, in this beautiful alliance and connection between the south and the anchor, and in the north up here in this place of the white buffalo calf woman and all the crystals and all the magic of the north that holds space in this wise way, this wisdom counsel for the Mama Earth, we just create a beautiful sacred connection from the north to the south, from the east to the west, from our own bodies, from our right side and our left side, from our head down to our toes. As within, so without, as above, so below, we bring in that star manifestar vibration, the pure star, not the fallen star, not the Luciferic Hollywood star, but indeed our own higher selves. And indeed our star brothers and sisters, the star nation beings, whom are all gathered around us to welcome us home. And so on this very day, I say, welcome home.